Oh hey, what is up, beer friends? Welcome back to another episode of Beer Detour. Of course, I am your host, Miguel Brambila, here in this beer man cave that I like to think is up in the North Pole. So, you've probably noticed a little festive theme going on here.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa!
It's the countdown to Beermas, and if you're like me, you're probably hoping for a nice little 24-pack under the Christmas tree, but we'll settle for a 12-pack. Maybe a tall boy and a stocking stuffer? Well guys, I wanted to throw it back a little bit here on today's episode. I'm gonna be reviewing something a little small, something a little hazy, something a little different, but something that I've always wanted to try for a very long time, and I just grabbed it right out of the bat and I said, let's do this. It's IPA season. Let's get right into it, guys. All right, guys, so this is Hazy Little Thing IPA from a little company called Sierra Nevada. Now, if that sounds a little familiar, it's because it should. I actually did a review earlier on for a nectarine ale, I believe. I'll put a screen grab somewhere here. Go check out that video. That one was really cool. But this one is a little bit different. This is Hazy Little Thing IPA. Now, this is a New England style hazy IPA. What does that actually mean? Well, it means it's raw, it's unfiltered, it's very hazy, and it should be very flavorful, very juicy, very tropical, and very citrusy. So we're gonna check that out. But if you wanna know more about Sierra Nevada, go ahead and check them out at sierranevada.com. You'll find all their beer offerings there, and they also sell hard kombucha. Now, Sierra Nevada is out of Chico, California, but they distribute Northwest, all throughout the Northwest. That's where I've seen them, Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona. I've seen them around there. Haven't really seen them on the East Coast. So this is a West Coast style brewing company trying to make a East Coast style hazy IPA. So we'll see how that turns out. It does have an ABV, or alcohol by volume, of 6.7%. So the ABV measures the alcohol percentage in the beer. The higher the percentage, the higher alcohol content is in this bad boy. IBU score on this one is 35, so the IBU measures the bitterness of the beer. The lower the number on that, the lower the bitterness of the beer is gonna have. The lower the bitterness of the beer is gonna have, the less bitter the beer will be. The less bitter the beer will be. Try to say that 3 times fast. The less bitter will be. Okay, so that's the 35, which is pretty low for an IPA. We see a lot of, especially West Coast style IPAs being high in the 60s and 70s, some in the 80s when you get to that double IPA standard. But this one here, it's supposed to be a little bit more fruity, more citrus. That's how hazies usually are. But I wanted to take a little bit of time to review this one because I've seen it for quite some time. It's not something that's hidden. It's something that's readily available, so you guys can probably check your local stores and find this in hand, so you guys can check it out with me. I've never tried it, but I think it has everything in place as far as the hops, and let me go over that as well. Hops include Citra, Magnum, Simcoe, Comet, Mosaic, and Eldorado hops. The malt and crow feature two row pale, Munich, oats, and wheat. So this is juicy hops meets silky malts meets hazy little thing fruit forward flavoring. So this is very fruit centric. But we'll see. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it tastes like. And then I'm going to give it that all-important Beer Detour score. All right, guys. So it's time to pour out Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA, all the way from California. 6.7 ABV, 35 IBU score. Get a little happy when I'm reviewing IPAs. Let's try this bad boy out, but first, let's see what it looks like. Let's pour it out. Fancy glassware, put a link below. Here we go. And you guys can critique my pouring skills as I'm doing this as well. At home, that's a fun game. It starts from the bottom, then goes all the way up in this beautiful orange yellow hue. The head here is very thick and foamy, almost soapy, but it is dissipating very quickly, but it lets some of the aroma in the air. I can smell, ooh, I can already smell the hop aroma. All right, so let's go ahead and, ooh, okay. So I'm getting a lot of very hop-centric aromas. very prevalent in this. The fruitiness isn't coming to me right off the bat. It's very strong. It smells like it's gonna be very bitter, but according to the IBU score, it shouldn't be. So we're gonna find out in just a moment here, but it smells, the alcohol is lingering on there. The malts and the bitterness smelling hops are coming very prevalent on there. So we'll see. I'm waiting for the head to dissipate just a little bit longer here, but as you can see, this is raw. This is unfiltered, guys. This is raw. This is unfiltered. This is just balls to the wall IPA. Get some hops in there, get some yeast in there, and let's make something happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Let's make a New England style hazy IPA. All right, enough talking. Now it's time to walk. No talk, all walk. Let's do this. Here we go, guys. Cheers. Very smooth, right off the bat, no bitterness. So I was wrong on that end. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more bitter than expected, but no, very, very smooth. Ah, yes, juicy. Not a sweet pineapple flavor, almost like a grilled pineapple flavor, if that makes sense. A very subtle background of sort of grapefruit and citrus flavors, which would include like orange, maybe a little bit of lemon zest thrown in there. So it's not those very acidic flavors that's coming across. It's more of those subtle sort of lemon peel, lemon zest, sort of melon flavors that are coming across, which is really good. I really like this one. Just straight off the bat, it's easy drinking. It's easy to pick up and enjoy. It looks amazing. It is raw, it is unfiltered, but it does give it an amazing taste. The hops are very prevalent. I can taste the Simcoe and Mosaic hops right off the bat. I'm used to those with any West Coast style IPA. You always get those hops thrown in there somehow, and they're always amazing, and they're very prevalent in beer, which is this one as well, has those features in there. So I'm gonna say not fruity, not very sweet, but has a good, for an IPA, which is, that's what it is, for an IPA, it has a nice hop flavor, and then we get a little bit of that lemon zest, melon thrown in there, grapefruit flavor, grilled pineapple, I'm gonna throw that in there. I don't know if that's a flavor, but I'm gonna throw that in anywhere. But first, before anything else is said, let's go over and give this a Beer Detour score now. All right, beer friends, so what have we learned? I just went ahead and poured out and taste tested this Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada, Hazy Little Thing IPA, and I was actually very surprised. This was a little bit of a hidden gem, and the reason I say that is because if you walk past this at a grocery store, you might think this is a commercialized beer, a big chain beer, but it really isn't. This is family owned, operated, and argued over according to Sierra Nevada, and it does seem that they put their time and effort and soul into these beers, which I appreciate, because this is, for me, this is a perfect example of what an amazing hazy IPA is supposed to be. And so I would recommend this to family and friends, because you don't get that overwhelming hop aroma flavor from it, a very bitter, hit you in the nose flavor from it, but it kind of introduces you to something that's a little bit sweet, subtle sweet, and then also throw in some hops there, some amazing hops, and then get you started in the craft game. So this is one of those examples that I'm gonna turn to a rotating favorite of mine, and a good example for a nice, well done hazy IPA, a little gem thrown in there. So in regards to a Beer Detour score, I'm gonna give Hazy Little Thing IPA an 8.5. So that's a really good score for me, and the reason I say that is because it actually surprised me a lot. Just going based off the description alone, I thought this was gonna be a little bit more sweet, a little bit more fruity, but it isn't. It's super smooth. You could get into it right away. There's no bitterness. There's no bitterness that's gonna affect anybody that's gonna not want to try this. You get a lot of IPAs that you love personally because you've grown accustomed to the taste, but others might not be there yet. So you want to introduce them to beers. You want to introduce them to good IPAs, and this one's a good starter. It's a hazy IPA. It looks really nice. It presents itself really nice. It's really juicy, really flavorful, and it just gets the job done. Thank you guys for tuning in to another beer adventure. I appreciate every time you guys do so. I'm gonna be churning out videos all through December, counting down to Beermas. That's what I like to call it. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe down below. You wanna hit that like button, you wanna hit that share button, comment, do your guys' thing, and I will see you guys next week. See you guys.